Hi everybody, it's Leona Moat here at Athletic Essentials. Today I'm talking about knee pain. I've just loaded a video about chondromalacia, which is lateral. It causes lateral knee pain where your patellar tracts laterally. Now this is the other. I was going to also talk about one other more common cause of lateral knee pain, and that is IT band syndrome. So your IT band is actually connected. It's so that you have a muscle up here that's kind of it's kind of superficial. It's kind of on top of all of your big hip muscles, and it's fan shaped, and it's called your tensor fasciae latae muscle, and they call it the TFL. It's easier to say, but it is connected to this long fascia band that comes down and connects down underneath your knee. Now, what's interesting about the IT band, so your tensor fasciae latae is the muscle that gets tight and pulls on that band, but what's interesting about the IT band is it doesn't necessarily just go in one straight line. It can actually spread out and around your quad muscle, your hamstring. So depending on who you are, it can be anywhere. So it can be a major cause of pain. Now with the IT band syndrome, you're mostly going to notice pain going downstairs or downhill or anything that's a downhill slope. You're going to feel it more because that's when it's taut. That's when it pulls taut, is when you're in that sloped, you're doing a sloped step. And so that's how you're going to be able to tell if your lateral knee pain is IT band or if it's chondromalacia, depending on what you're doing when it hurts. Okay, so that's so you'll walk like 2 steps down the stairs and you'll be like, oh, and you want to turn around and walk down backwards because it feels better. Okay, so that's a pretty sure sign that it's a TFL. That it's IT band related. But anyway, so really, if your TFL is tight, the majority of your hip complex is probably really tight, including your quads. So one of the very first things we want to do is loosen all of that up. You can get a massage. You can roll out on a foam roller. I'm going to show you some ways you can do all of that just from home if you don't have a massage therapist around. The Deep Blue Rub, this is the best stuff. You've got this. If you can just get it, you kind of can massage this cream, this Deep Blue Rub cream, around your hip complex, around your glutes, up around your TFL, all down your whole quad, your hamstrings. Now don't get too much. It gets pretty hot. Okay, you want to keep it. You don't need a whole bunch. A little bit goes a long ways, but it's really amazing. This is great for releasing muscle cramping, muscle just tightness. So first off, I'm just going to show you some techniques on how you can really work out your quads and your hips to, and then I'll show you some TFL stretches, because those are super important in this IT band syndrome. So I just have a little foam roller here. I'm just going to show you. It doesn't actually glow in the dark, but there's a sticker on it that says that it does. So you're going to, on your quads, and you'll be able to feel right away that, oh man, this is sore. So I just start right up the top of my quads and roll out all the way down to about my knees and then back. And you'll be able to feel, so you just want to go right on that, the front of your quads. And then let's say that it's your right leg that you're feeling the knee pain. So you want to get out just kind of on this vastus lateralis quad muscle. And so if I put it right there up by my hip bone, my iliac crest, I can really feel that in there, and I can feel that that's really tight. And you'll probably be able to feel that as well, because that's right about where your TFL is at. But as you come along just that kind of that lateral side of that vastus lateralis, I put my other foot out in front. It kind of helps me balance. If you're trying to go out like this, it gets really awkward. But so you can roll that part of your leg out, and then you're going to want to actually turn right onto your IT band So you're going to turn completely sideways now. It's really important to get this side out as well, because it just gets tight. And you'll be able to feel it just as even as you're laying in bed or whatever, you'll feel it's just so tight. It feels almost like a bone. But anyway, so you can go straight on your side like this, come up all the way through. Oh, and you'll be able to feel where it really hurts the most. And where it hurts the most, you can just pause right on that painful spot and just hold it there. Because that's kind of like a release technique. You can kind of trigger your brain to tell your muscle to relax there a little bit. You can hold it for up to 3 or 4 minutes if you want, depending on how long it's going to take. And then you just go back. So this, it really takes a lot of working out the tightness of your muscles, okay? So, and you can do that on both legs if both legs are feeling really tight. Another thing I love is like a tennis ball. You can use a baseball if you're bigger boned and you have more space, you know, between like your hip and your iliac crest. You could use a softball, but you can take a ball. I like the tennis ball because it gives me a little more give, unless I really want to get deep, and I'll use the baseball. But so I'll just sit it like right there on the side of my hip, and I just lean down on it. And then I sort of just hold it, and like where it hurts the most is really where it needs to be held, even though that's probably the hardest spot to hold it. But this is just kind of loosening everything up. It's like giving yourself a massage, even though you could just go get somebody to do this. But it is really hard for even massage therapists to get down in those really deep crevices, you know, where your pelvis and things connect. So, and I actually try to roll around clear back into my glutes. A lot of times my piriformis, it's clear up kind of low back. You really want to work that out as well, because when it's tight, everything feels tight. And so all of that, if you can take some time to work all of that out, it's going to really help. But you'll probably really feel the most pain right along that lateral side where your IT band goes down. But it is still important to work all the way around, because you know your IT band can actually spread out. And then, so the TFL stretch, you usually, most people do it standing. You don't have to. You can go really deep. But so if this is my affected side, this is the side that hurts. I'm going to keep my weight on this foot. I cross just my opposite foot over, and then I'm just going to kind of bend, and so I'm just sort of pushing out on that TFL, and it loosens that TFL up some. So, and you'll be able to feel it. Like you can really feel it. You can take it really deep if you feel like that does more for you. Like Cody likes to go really deep. He'll be like down on the floor with it, but I feel it about right there, and feel it. You know, you can feel it. It's really important to still be rolling it out, because just the stretch doesn't always do enough for it. And then I do the other side as well, because usually it's bilateral. And then it's really important, like on the chondromalacia video I talked about, you need to keep your hamstrings really stretched. There's also a piriformis stretch I'll just show you really quick that is pretty effective. It helps. So you can get up next to a wall or whatever. I'm just next to the couch, but you put your one foot up. You're going to be stretching this piriformis side, cross your ankle over, and you just pull this. You're going to pull this up so you're your hips are kind of up off the ground, and then you're pushing down on your knee as you're pulling up on this knee. And you'll be able to feel it clear back in your low back and high. You feel it clear back here. It's stretching the piriformis. And this is a great stretch for any time that your hips are a little out of alignment. And then I do it both ways. Now, one thing that's important, I've noticed if I drop this leg over here, it doesn't stretch the same. So I have to keep this foot up. if I drop it, all of a sudden it took away some of the stretch. So keep your foot up, the one that's up against the wall or against the couch or the table or anything. But anyway, so that's a start with your TFL and IT band syndrome. Hopefully after you do those stretches and roll that out after a while, you should be able to go up and down stairs with no problem. And you'll be able to tell if it's helping. I've heard of about 2 people in all that have had to actually have surgery and cut their IT band. So this is actually something you can really work with, unless it's been, like, if it's been chronic and over time and really bugging you for a long time, then it can take a lot longer to get rid of and possibly surgery. But most of the time these exercises and rolling out options will really help. So I hope you learned something from that today. Let's get rid of that IT band syndrome and get back onto the road and get some miles in. Thanks, guys.